once you get lean, you start to understand people who really support you and who are really happy for your improvement, your self-improvement, and your growth as a person. You start to see those nuances and you appreciate it more. And at the same time, at the same stretch, there are people who would totally hate you. And getting lean exposes people's social interactions with you, whether it's genuine or whether it's fake. You start to see a lot of things, and it will blow your mind as a person when you start to see the differences and you realize that probably someone who you had high regard for all of a sudden starts to hate on you, starts to jealous on you, and it becomes shocking. That is the reality, especially when you are growing as a person, when you are improving your health, you are working out, you are hitting the gym, you are eating right, you are doing the right things just to be healthy, and you realize there are certain people who are actually trying to sabotage that process. And there was this scenario, let me go to this, let me talk about this in particular. There was this scenario where there was a lady at the time, a young lady who we were living in the same environment. Every time she sees me, or she notices I'm around, she doesn't even give an F about me. But the moment I traveled and came back, and I was a completely different person, I mean physically, and she saw my physique, she was drooling excessively. And at that moment, she started to greet me, trying to make the conversations, or to start up a conversation with me. And I was like, but before now, you actually totally ignored me. I was invincible to you. So why the sudden switch up? And I was like, damn. So now I understand. So because of the physical attributes you can see now, that is why there's this switch up, and you want us to have an interaction. And at that point in my head, I was like, this is nonsense, this is superficial, this is nothing deep, and I'm not even going to engage. Until now, I know she'll be confused, like, why didn't I engage? Because at first I was invisible to her. Invisible. That's the word. It got to that point, like, I could pass, she doesn't even care. But at the moment I came back, I was a whole different human being. And I realized one thing: older women are actually very fair and jovial and sweet and lovely. Since I started my fitness journey, but the younger girls are, God, these are the tough kernels that are hard to crack. And I'm like, anyways, and this is what I'm seeing right now, currently, as a man who is lean. The older women would always be like, wow, all of them, but the younger girls would be putting on different types of shoes because they're younger and they have a lot of people hitting them on their DMs, a lot of supply, a lot of demand. Men are flooding their DMs and all that, so their ego is still inflated, and all these things, they start to make me realize and see people for who they actually are. There was a scenario where a young man who at the same time never gave a F about who I was as a man. No respect as a man. He never respected me as a man. But at the moment he saw that there's a transformation, this guy looks elegant and has a nice physique, he started to try to make conversations or interactions that would lead to conversations that would work. And when I noticed that, I was like, nah, Nah, why the sudden switch up? I thought you would have just stayed the way you were and life would go on. And he was deliberately trying to make things work, but I was like, nah. Just the same thing with the girls. You see people's real identity. People will switch up. If they were your friends, they switch up to become enemies. If they were enemies, they switch up to wanting to become your friend. And you start to see people's real identity. Some people will not even want to have anything to do with you because they'll see you as, nah, this person is probably out of my league or whatever they are thinking. I don't know what they are thinking. But you start to see people's interactions for what it actually is. There was one that had to shock me. This was someone I was having we have had a conversation before, and the moment she realized that, wow, this guy walks out, she saw me walking out, she switched up on me immediately. She stopped talking, started giving me a lot of attitudes, and I was like, anyways, if you don't want to talk, I'm good. I'm not even bothered as well. People will really switch up on you, and you start to see people for who they are. You start to see their primary intent immediately, and the confidence that comes from getting lean or working out or going to the gym or practicing body game can be magnetic and at the same time can be repulsive. And repulsive in the sense that people don't want to see reality. People don't want to accept reality and be better. They don't. Certain people don't. The moment you just show up, they don't want to even see you. You become something they don't like. You are showing them who they actually can be like. But because they don't have the willpower to do that, or they have tried and failed, they see you as the enemy. They don't want to see you around them. They prefer to just be average. And there are some people that would see you and get motivated. They are motivated. They have the energy. They are happy. They want to be like you. Those are your tribes, or those are the people that are in your tribe. And it's crazy. It's crazy. These days now, living life is on easy mode because once I come into any environment, I just observe. And once I see any form of resistance, I just know, no, this is not my person. Nah. Because people who don't like the fact that you have made an improvement, made an advancement in your life, people who don't like that are the people that you just push aside. You let them be, let them go. People who are in support of what you are doing, carry them along. If they want to, you carry them along. You cheer them. You cheer them along as well. It's a crazy experience trying to be lean, and some people are trying to practice body game, and some people are just hating on you, blatantly hating on you. I never knew there was a place where people will love you and a place where people will hate you blatantly. I always was at the middle. That was why I never felt any type of way. But the moment I became an outlier, it became a problem to a lot of folks, because I was a challenge, a real challenge. And that's what happens once you get in shape. You go to the gym, you work out, you become a challenge for a lot of people. The discipline, it ingrains in your brain, in your mental fortitude. Most people can't get to that point. It's not an easy task. It requires consistency that most people can't attain. So that's it, guys. We'll see in the next video. We have some more. Thank you so much for your time. And this is Sunday actually. So we'll see in the next video and we have some more. Have a great day and stay blessed. Bye, guys.